Be strong and get healthy. Stretch. Feel great about yourself and have some fun. It's time for you. Fitness is the key to your future. Don't get locked out. Take the challenge. Commit to be fit. It's a new year on Commit to be Fit. I'm Susie Smith, and we're going to come out fighting. And our opponent is poor health. That can be anything from diabetes, arthritis, maybe just joint problems, excessive weight, just anything that attacks your body. That's our opponent today. And I want this year to start off with an attitude. I want you to get an attitude. You got to really fight this, unhealthy habits and things that you want to change. This is a great time, the beginning of a new year. So we want to start with an attitude, which, I brought my hat today, and I'll tell you a little story here. These have become really popular with the little chewed area, but my hound dog, Hoppy, started that 2 years ago. My friend Joyce gave me this hat, and it's one of my favorite hats. And I found it on the floor one day with this whole end chewed off, and I thought, oh, poor hat. And then all of a sudden it became popular. So this is my attitude hat. And I want us to really get aggressive this year. Just start off with some aggression and have a purpose. We're going to get assertive, and we're going to really fight this poor health habits and poor eating habits and just anything that gets in the way of our fitness program. Every year at this time, I hear a new year, a new you. Forget that, whatever. I don't like that phrase. I like the same you that was here last year. You're fine, you're perfect just the way you are. All we're going to do is work on improving your health. And that's it, you're fine. And we don't need a new you, we just need a healthier you. So you really want to, I know that I always talk about form. Form is, I'm a safety freak when it comes to working out. And that's because proper form equals workout longevity. I see people every year, we call them resolutionists. They come into the gym at, January, first or second day in January, and they work out so hard that by the end of January, beginning of February, they're gone, and we don't see them again until next year. Those are the resolutionists, and you don't want to be a resolutionist. We're going to stick with the program through safety. People wonder how I've been able to work out 30 years without a break. I mean, I take a week off here and there in the summer, but 30 years solid. And it's because of safety. You really have to build. It's like building from a foundation and building up, and that's what we're going to do today. Because we want to avoid exercise stopping routines. Because if you do things improper form, if you do your exercises in proper form, you're going to have an injury that's going to stop you right there. So today I chose to throw punches. And punches are a good way to get in shape. There's so many benefits to throwing punches. Get your heart rate up, it builds your confidence. And when you box, it empowers you, and you'll feel that. You'll feel the strength just come. And it really is a wonderful shoulder workout. It's great for the abs, and it's great for the back. And when you get the footwork in with it, it really works the legs, and you have a wonderful aerobic workout. And it builds your confidence because it helps you to stand better, and you just, pretty much build your confidence and build your strength, and it tightens your arms. So the first thing I'm going to do, and you can pick up a pair of these. I'm going to put my gloves on. You wouldn't go to yoga class with weighted gloves and a hat like Hoppy chewed up for me, but you would go to yoga class maybe in flowing, comfortable clothes, and you want to dress the part because that's part of the deal. When I put my gloves on, it's a whole different person now. And they have weighted bars in here that you can put your hands around. So these are gloves that you can pick up at any of your sporting goods stores if you want to work out with gloves. Let me show you something else before we get started. I have some girlfriends that have long nails. I don't keep my nails long because I've been a dog groomer for a lot of years, and I just like a real short nail. But if you have long nails, you would want to work out with a tennis ball, because when you make a proper fist, your fingernails are into your hand. They're leaning against your hand, and your thumb is over the top of your finger, over your knuckle. If that thumb is underneath, you're going to break your thumb when you make contact. And so if you have long nails, just pick up a couple tennis balls, and you're going to work out with tennis balls instead of gloves. That just gives you something to grip, and it'll help your forearm strength too by holding on to the tennis ball. So let me put my Attitude gloves back on. And when I teach class, when I teach boxing class at the gym, I've had more than one person say to me, I wouldn't want to meet you in a dark alley. And I never got that. It's like, do I look like the type of person that hangs out in a dark alley? And I don't even know where an alley is, but I guess that just means I look tough. But you got to kind of look tough. You want to dress for the part. And one thing you want to do is guard your face. And we're going to talk about that. And I want you to remember this little story I'm going to tell you before we get started. It was years ago. I watched a celebrity box out, and it was on TV. And it was Danny Partridge from the Partridge Family versus Greg Brady from the Brady Bunch. And when we saw the two guys coming out into the boxing ring, we knew right away who was going to win that match. And if you keep this story in your head, you'll keep good form. Now, Danny Partridge came out with his dukes up, and he was guarding his face, and he had his arms in at his ribs, at the sides of his ribs, because you're not just punching and no one's punching back. You have to guard yourself or you're going to get hurt. So here's Danny Partridge coming out. On the other side, here's Greg Brady. He's coming out into the ring. Well, it didn't take long. So keep that picture in your head. You're going to protect yourself. First thing we're going to talk about before we start is proper form. I'm going to take a drink of water here. And notice I'm pouring the water. Might as well take a drink. Good stuff. But when you notice that when I went to pour that water, that's exactly what your wrist is going to look like when you throw the punch. First punch we're going to talk about is a jab. And I want you to think about your thumb over your fingers, and you're going to keep a neutral wrist. Neutral wrist is really important. When you throw a punch, you want to have that wrist neutral so that it doesn't come back and break when you make contact. So let's start with just a basic jab. Basic jab. You're going to come up. Here's your stance. Now I want to since I'm right-handed, my right arm is my power arm. So if you're right-handed, you're going to put your left foot forward, and this is your lead arm. Your left arm, your weaker arm. Mine are fairly similar because I've been lifting for so long, but generally speaking, people are either, stronger on the right or stronger on the left. I'm fairly even, but I am right-handed. So my lead hand, what I would do in slow motion, I would stand with my foot out, my stomach's in, and my shoulders are a little bit round and slid down my back, and I'm going to slowly extend the arm out. And that is straight right here through the ankle, and then I'm going to bring it back. And we're not hitting a bag. I have a heavy bag and a speed bag at home. We're doing shadow boxing today, so you're not going to get the bounce off the bag like you would. But you're going to slowly take it out, and you're going to bring it back. And notice my hip moves just a little bit because I'm kind of putting my weight into the move. You're going to take it out. So you just want to take it out and bring it back. And when you turn it out there, your knuckles are what is out front, what makes contact. When you come out, you only want to be about 98%. You don't want to extend your elbow, overextend. So think about guarding your face. First thing, guarding your ribs. You're going to keep in here. You're not going to be like this, like Greg Brady. So you want to be up here, and you're guarding, and you're going to send it out and bring it back. and send it out and bring it back. And I want you to do these slowly until you get your form and send it out and bring it back. And when you're ready, you'll start building up speed. And what I like is a snap punch, snap and back. It's different in martial arts. They have what's called a push punch, and they actually go through, they envision like a bullet going through their opponent. And our opponent, of course, remember, is poor health, could be sugar cravings or anything like that. So they imagine going through, but if they miss their target, they're wide open. So I don't go for the push punches. I go for the snap, because the snap, you're not invested out there as much, and you come right back, and you come right back, and you just throw and punch. Now when I'm out there, I'm not squeezing this bar the whole time in my glove. The only time that I squeeze the bar is when I actually make contact. Then I release again and bring it back. For years I boxed tight. I started out tight. And you don't want to be tight, you want to be loose. That's why you'll see boxers with their hands open and they're just kind of, you know, they're moving around and they're loose, because what happens, and which I didn't realize years ago, if you stay loose in the chest muscle, it kind of gives you some stretch, a little momentum, and then when you send it out, you squeeze the bar right at the point of contact and it bounces back. But if you're tight, you're not going to get that whip. You want your arm to be more like a whip than a bat. So here we go. Let's do 10 of these. Let's just get in form. Abs are in, and 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Now you want to exhale when you make contact. That's going to give you momentum. The chest being loose, the muscle not tight, it's going to give you that whipping motion. Squeeze at the end, exhale, use your abs. Okay, so that is my lead. That's just setting you up, setting you up. The next one is the cross, which sometimes I call reverse. So my foot's back here, my lead arm's here, I lead out, kind of feel where my opponent is, and then I come here with the cross. So notice with the cross, I'm here, I'm guarding, I'm never down here, because they're going to come back at you. So you want to be prepared. Suck your stomach in. You want to keep your back and stomach nice and tight, your low back, and you want to keep your arms kind of loose and your shoulders. So you're going to set them up with a jab, and then you're going to come around. And notice that my foot pivots in the back, because if I just do this, I'm not going to get that swing. This is my power arm. You see this on cartoons all the time. Winding up. And so I'm guarding, and I'm coming back, and I'm pow, and I'm going to take it out and out. But do it slow first. Go out, your palm faces the floor, you're squeezing the bar, and then you bring it back. So let's try 10 of these. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now when you do those, you're really going to start getting warm. It's a good workout. So that is I'm going to go to the other side. I'm going to start here and do, if you're left-handed, if you're a southpaw, you're going to start with a jab here, reverse here. And then we put them together. It's called the 1-2. And you've heard of the 1-2 punch. This is 1. And notice I'm leaning. I'm kind of leaning toward my opponent. And then I'm going to come around with the punch. So here's the 1-2. Let's do 10 of these. Set them up, guard up, stomach in. So you can do anything with these combination punches. But I'm getting warm already doing these, so this is a great workout. So once we get the punch, let's review. This is your jab. It comes out, shoulders loose, chest is loose. Whip it out there. And the snap punch is, you want to bring it back quickly, because if you're out there and, like I said, and you miss, they're coming in. Guard up. Guard up. Always defense. Okay, so you can also move with punches too. So let's start with some basic moves. You want to get the legs involved and your footwork. And tell you, you don't need to load up on your punches either. They don't have to be all out. If you do a lot of reps of just light punches, you're going to get a really good workout. And we're going to start, now we have to start defense. So this is a bob and weave. Now if somebody's throwing jabs at you, pow, pow, you've got to duck the jab. You're ducking the jab. And this works your abs. Every time you duck, you want to go, so you pull those abs in and you're actually building your abdominal wall. It's like you have a weight belt on your stomach and your back when you pull it in like that. So think about bobbing and weaving, and remember the jab. We can add that jab to a bob and weave. And I do this in my class. We partner up. I have one person stand here and just throw hooks. And just throw hooks around. And the other person is actually bobbing that punch. They're bobbing and weaving and ducking that punch. So that's another thing you can do is hooks. You put your hands up, grab them, and then face each other. And that's where your hook is. It's up here. It's this type of thing that you're coming into like a jaw of a person. But it's not a person for us. It's poor health. We're fighting poor health. So we're going to get aggressive. But when you come up here, you notice that you're always protecting your face. Even I'm trying to tuck my face in under my shoulder. So it's always about protecting yourself. And there's just so many benefits from light punches that you can get into even just like a squat and come up. Squat. You can do these. But I don't want you to get in the habit of taking your arm out and leaving it out there and bringing it back slow, because somebody's going to grab it and they're going to flip you down. So you always want to get in, get out. So a nice way to add this together with the legs, you can do some moves. I'm going to show you a square that a lot of boxers do. And you're just going to move forward, you're going to move to the side, and you're going to move back and move to the side. Now when you move to the side, I want you to get down and move. That's going to work your legs, your glutes, your stomach. It's also going to keep you ducking the jab. Just picture somebody hitting up towards your head level and you're ducking it. So we're going to move forward, side, back, side. You can add some punches. Pa, pa, pa. Over, back, side. 1, 2, 3. Over, side, over, pa, pa, pa. Over, side, and over. Now you can do that. Just kind of work it, or you can work side to side and throw punches. I want you to start to work on your footwork. One of the best testimonials for me was a lady that I trained years ago had a stroke. And I kept trying to think of different ways to train her. Well, I got her on the heavy bag, and it was the best thing. We moved around the bag. We just moved around in a circle around the bag, and we threw punches. And before you know it, her balance came back. And it was amazing because when she first started throwing the punch, she would fall backwards and I would catch her. But after a while, she got that footwork down. We went around the bag. So the bag is really good for rehabilitation too. Now, I would say a nice workout would be to maybe do 1 to 3 minutes of shadow boxing. So we know a couple boxing moves now. We're going to do jab, cross, jab, cross, jab, cross. 30 seconds of this. And then 30 seconds on the other side. And you go slow in the beginning. I want you to go slowly in the beginning. And just get this waist movement when you come around. Excellent serratus, abdominal workout, and you're coming over with the twist. Okay, so you want to do about 1 minute to 3, build up to 3-minute rounds. And then for 30 seconds, you're going to either jump rope, and you don't have to use a rope. I'm really not that good at jump rope. I work on it, but I'll show you. You can use a rope, or you can jump rope without a rope. You can do the same thing. I'm going to attempt this here. I'm not that great at it, but oh, it's going to be a good day. Or you can do some little boxer, maybe a heel. Now, if you don't want to do with the rope, because the rope is a little hard to get used to, just do your jumps as if you had a rope with you. And that's what I usually do in my class, because if you're fighting with the rope and you can't quite get it, then you're missing your workout. Try it a little bit. You can start here. "30 seconds of some type of active movement for the legs and the cardio, and then we're back for 1 to 3 more minutes. Now I want you to do that. Probably try to do about probably 3 rounds. I'd say a minute, and then a 30-second or a minute of squat thrusts, jumping jacks, jumping rope, whatever you want to do there. So that's pretty much. I just want you to get aggressive this year and come out fighting. Don't let health problems get you down. Don't be complacent. Just come up, start throwing some punches. You're going to feel a lot better. And I tell you, it really works the back. It just helps everything. So remember, we've got the jab, the reverse. One of my other favorites, I really like Sugar Ray Leonard, and it's called the shoe shine, and I'll show you what a shoe shine looks like. If you remember a shoe shine move like this, that's what Sugar Ray calls this move, and you can see it's like a shoe shine. So you want to get your stomach in tight, and you're going to get down a little bit, and you're pretending that you're punching up. These are uppercuts, but when you do them real fast like this, they're called flurries or shoe shine. And notice how fast. So what you're picturing on a heavy bag would be like somebody's solar plexus. That's the area that you're going for there. And that's just in your head. You know, we're not fighting anybody. Just bad health, that's all. So I want you to get moving this year. Be aggressive. Get out there. Don't put up with being out of shape. You don't have to. Even if you are in a chair, I have taught boxing classes to people in a chair where you could sit and you could still throw punches. So it really gets my heart rate up. But if you're in a chair, just sit nice and tall, and you can still join along here. And just throw your punch and bring it back. And bring it back. And just throw your punch. And then if you can bring your arms up, you'll throw some hooks. But just don't let anything stop you this year. This is the year that you're going to make a decision. This is it. You're getting in shape. I hope you stick with me on this, because throwing punches, just make sure you don't extend your elbow all the way out, and just go slow. If you go slowly and just work on your form, then as you practice, your form's going to be good by the time you get to some fast punches. So before we end up today, I want to tell you a little bit about the Washington Area Humane Society. If you're planning on sending a Valentine to someone, I have a form here that you can get off of the Washington Area Humane Society website. But if you, for just a small donation of $6, they will send you, your person of choice a Valentine. They'll sign it for you, they'll stamp it and everything. And that little bit of extra money goes for a treat for the dogs and cats at the Washington Area Humane Society. And just a quick reminder, I'm the originator and coordinator of the Pets for U.S. Vets program at the Washington Area Humane Society. So if you know any United States veterans that are looking for a dog or cat, they're no charge to our local veterans. We're just trying to give back. So so let's just finish up here, and I want to tell you, like, one thought to keep with you throughout the year is, don't sit back and let things happen to you. Get up and make the right things happen. Take the challenge. Commit to be fit.
Just imagine what a little time can do for your family.